Welcome to TagoIO. In this video, we are going to explain how to work with buckets. Tago stores all your data in buckets, so every time your device sends data, the data is saved in the specific bucket linked with it. You can create multiple buckets to better organize your application. By default, when you create a new device, a bucket is created for that device, so all data sent by the device will be stored in that bucket. Each device can be linked to only one bucket. However, you can have one bucket linked to multiple devices if necessary. When you have multiple devices sending data to the same bucket, this data is available to all devices linked to that bucket. For this example, let's simulate a home. We will create a bucket, then two devices to send the temperature and store the data in the same bucket. Go to Bucket. Here you will see your list of buckets. Now let's create a bucket called Home. So click on the plus button. Here we have a few sections: general information, backup, variables, and tags and more. For now, on general information, type the name. I'll call this bucket Home. Now let's create two devices that will be linked to this bucket. Go to Device, click on the plus button, type the name of the device. I'll call this one Living Room Thermostat. On the option Bucket linked to the device, select the bucket Home that we've just created and save. Create another device. This one I'll call Bedroom Thermostat. Select the bucket Home again and save. Now let's create a dashboard to show the data from these devices. Go to Dashboards, create a new one. I'll call this Dashboard Home. As we are going to simulate a thermostat, I'll add a widget to show the temperature of each device. Click on the plus button to add a new widget. Select Gauge, then select Solid on type of gauge. Now click here to add a new variable. We have never sent any data with these devices, so the buckets don't have any variable stored in. However, in the admin, it's possible to select the variables before they are created. Just type the name of your variable. For this example, it would be temperature. Select which bucket is going to be stored in. For the first widget, let's select the device Bedroom Thermostat. In here, click on Select Temperature and save. And now we have a thermostat on the dashboard. Now add a new gauge. The type is solid again, and the name will be Living Room Temperature. Add the new variable. This one is also going to be called Temperature. The bucket can identify which variable belongs to which device, so you can have as many variables with the same name as you want. If you need, you can send the origin of the variable as well. Then the bucket will have another parameter to differ your variables. Select the bucket Home, then the device Living Room Thermostat and save. Now our dashboard has two widgets, the Bedroom Temperature and the Living Room Temperature. Now let's emulate two devices to send the temperature to our widgets. We will use the admin itself as the devices to send data. For this, I'll create a new dashboard. This one I'll call Emulator. Then add a new widget. Select Input. I'll select the variable temperature, the bucket Home, and the device Bedroom Thermostat. Click Select Temperature. The name will be Bedroom Thermostat. Add a new input. Let's call this one Living Room Thermostat. Select the variable temperature, the bucket Home, and the device Living Room Thermostat and save. Now let's talk about the options inside the bucket, so go to Bucket. Here we have our bucket Home. Click on it to edit it. Here on General Information, we have the name, the data retention, and the description. The data retention is where you choose how long you want your data to stay stored in the bucket. For example, if you choose 1 week, the data older than 1 week will be deleted. You can set a custom time interval. By selecting Custom, then typing the name, for example 2 weeks or 10 days, or any other time interval greater than a day. If you choose Forever, your data will never be deleted. You can save your data before it is deleted. To do this, just enable Backup on your bucket. Go to the section Backup, then activate it. When you have the backup active, Tago will back up your bucket's data each day, and they will appear here. If you have data retention and backup active, Tago will not delete the data before making a backup. So if you leave data retention to 1 day, it will back up your data before going to the data retention. Only the data stored into the bucket are visualized in the dashboards. So if you have data in the backup that you want to see, you need to restore your backup. To restore your backup, just find the backup you want and click here, Restore Backup. Now in the section Variables, we can see all the variables that are stored in this bucket. You can share your bucket with other accounts. To do this, we will go to the section Share. You can also create tags by going to the section Tags, then add the key and value. On the section More, we have our bucket ID, the amount of record stores, when it was created, and when it was last used. Now I'll show you how to share your bucket and use it in 2 accounts. Go to the section Share. Here, type the name you want to share your bucket with. Leave the permission to full and click on the plus button to add this email. You have just shared your bucket. Now I'll log in to that account I just shared my bucket with. Then on my list of buckets, I can see the bucket home. As the permission is full, I can access the data from this bucket as well as write more data. Now let's create a dashboard. I'll create this dashboard home. Add 2 widgets to it, bedroom and living room, just like before. But now when we select the variable, we don't need to create a new one because they already have data, so they appear on the list to be chosen. After we create the 2 widgets, I'll pull both accounts side by side so you can see them both. On the first account, the owner of the bucket, go to the dashboard emulator and send some data. Let's send 25 and 22. Now you can see that on both dashboards the value changed. Now on the new account that is not the owner of the bucket, I'll add an input called bedroom thermostat and select the variable temperature from the device bedroom. You can see that the input already shows us the value 25. That is the last value we sent to this variable. Now I'll send the value 30, and we can see that our thermostat changed in both accounts. Now let's send 32. This is how to work with buckets. Now that you know how to store, share, and manage your data, you can create powerful applications using Tago. Thank you for watching.